Okay, this video is going to be about cleaning brass. I've been using the Frankford Arsenal, the big tumbler with the pins. Works great. The only problem is after you rinse off the brass and stuff, there's a problem with the brass spotting and then turning like back to a rose color after they've been around a while. Here's some I've had in the bag. They've probably been clean. They're all prepped for priming and putting bolts. But you can see the color of these. They're like a rose gold color. Well, to prevent this from happening, and if you got brass laying around that you're already clean in the Frankford Arsenal and it's turned spotty or it's getting this color, you can just reprocess them in this Brite dip solution. So what the Brite dip solution is it's 1 gallon of water, and I put about 2 to 3 ounces of sulfuric acid in the water. You always want to add acid to water and not reverse. You can buy this at like O'Reilly's. I don't know if this is a quart size or whatever. It's the smallest size they sell. So you get yourself a gallon of water. Distilled water is the best. I mean, if you've got softened water, that's fine. But if you've got a lot of minerals in your water straight up, just put a gallon of distilled water in. Add your battery acid slowly, 2 to 3 ounces to a gallon. And then what you want to do is just make yourself like a dip container. I've just got this plastic coffee mate container. I've drilled holes in it in the sides, so when I put my brass in here, I can just dip it right into the gallon container, and then pull it up and leave it drain off. And then what I'm going to do is go right into fresh clean water, and I'm going to submerge it. And then kind of like swish it around. Leave it in there for about a minute, swishing it. And then what I do is I take that out of the water, and I'll dump the brass into my my spinner. This thing here to me is a must-have when you're using this pin system, because after it comes out of the the tumbler, and I rinse everything, I'll put it in the spinner, and that'll spin all the pins from the inside out, of the cases out, and also throws the water out from the inside of the cases. Well, these here, we've already went through that process. So now what we're going to do is Brite dip them, rinse them, and then we're going to put them back in the spinner just to throw the water out of the cases. And then after I do that, then what I do is I take them and I dump them out of the spinner on a like a beach towel, one of these cotton real absorbent deals, and I lay the beach towel out, and then when I put them on there, I just with my hands, I'm on a flat surface, I just roll them around, and that'll dry off any excess water residue on the brass. And they're pretty much, if you leave them sit, any moisture that's inside the case, leave it evaporate for like a day or whatever before you'd want to put them in a like a plastic bag or something like that. I mean, there's guys that got dehydrators. I'm sure they work fine. You could probably put them in the oven at a real low heat, like 90, because you don't want to heat them up too much, otherwise that'll start discoloring the brass, like a lot of heat. But if you put them in the oven at, like I say, 90 degrees, that'll make sure any water in the cases evaporates. But I have luck just rolling them out of the towel, and after I've spun the water out of them, and they dry out like within a day. But I live in Arizona. There's like zero humidity, so any moisture just disappears. If you're living up in the Midwest where it's humid and stuff, you might want to leave them out longer. But anyways, we'll just go through the process real quick. I'm going to take these because they've tarnished, and I'm going to run them through this system, show you guys how it works. I'm just gonna, you know, put them in the coffee mate container. I'm gonna leave some out. I'm not gonna do just to, you know, show you the comparison of before and after and stuff. So my rinse bucket's over here. I just got like a bucket with some clean water in it, but it's sitting on the ground over here, so we're not going to film me rinsing it. But so here's basically the process. You know, it's real high tech. Just take your container now. Now you got to remember, you're always working with, even though this is a very dilute acid solution, you don't want to get the shit in your eyes. You don't want to get on your clothes. You know, it'll eat holes in your clothes and stuff. And just basically what we're going to do is, you know, let it sink in. I'm going to see if I can get an internal shot. If that's doing anything. You can see them in there. They're already brightening up. It doesn't take long, you know. Just a little of this and that. Get the camera back here. So now we're in there, and like I say, you just want to be careful that you don't get this stuff on you. And like I say, it's always important that you add the acid to the water slowly, and not vice versa. Okay, see all the tarnish is off of these already. So I just try to shake as much acid out as I can. And so I'm not dripping this shit on my workbench and on the floor and on my clothes. I just use this container, put it on there. Now I'm going to my rinse bucket. Okay, I've taken them out of the spinner, I've rinsed them, and now after the spinner, I've dumped them on this towel, and I'm just rolling them around, you know, on this terry cloth beach towel, and that'll absorb any water, you know, that's on the outside of the cases, you know, so you don't get any water spots on the stuff. And, you know, this works great. It dries them really good. And like I say, spinning them pretty much gets all the water out of there, but you do want to like leave these just sitting there out for a good day or whatever, just to be, before you would like bag them up, because you don't want any moisture in the bag. But so, you know, there they are. You know, you can see. Let me get some of the ones we didn't do. You know, we'll just, I hope the camera picks up this color, but you know, you can see the color difference between them. It's like night and day. And then, like I say, I just leave them air out, dry, any moisture that's inside the case. And then, you know, I'll bag them or put them in a container or whatever, load them. And by using this Brite dip, these will stay this color for, if you got them in a sealed bag, like forever. When you're just using the, like the, you know, the Dawn dish soap and the Lemon Shine. And when I put the Lemon Shine in, I just put a little bit, just a little bit in the palm of my hand and throw it in a container. But you know, that's a lot of alkaline based stuff, which will tarnish brass and stuff. So what the Brite dip does is it neutralizes any of the alkaline, cleans off anything on the case, and then once you rinse them and get rid of that any acid residue, they're gonna stay like this. You know, it's not gonna be a problem. So like I say, I hope this helps you guys out. Just like I say, be careful with the acid. Make sure, and you know, that chemical will keep like forever. Just so, you know, get yourself a 2-gallon Ace container with a snap-on lid, and mark it good. And then this, when you're done using it, seal it up, and you know, put it in a safe spot. And like I say, anytime you're working with acids, it's nothing to be afraid of, but just be careful. You know, keep it off your skin, keep it off your eyes, and you won't have any problem.